Good evening, everyone. I'm Doppler 10 meteorologist Ross Caruso. A little bit of a different change of pace for your Sunday, although things were still pretty nice and dry for us yesterday in central Ohio, except for everywhere else, as it seems. Most of the storms were to our north, our east, and our southeast. Everyone's staying nice and dry through the day today. Highs were back into the mid-80s. Humidity a little bit lower, so more comfortable for your Sunday, but we are seeing more clouds moving in, and that's ahead of our next system. So far, some of the latest information we have from the National Weather Service on the storms we saw yesterday. We have 5 confirmed tornadoes across Ohio, the first of which, of course, came up towards Kenton, where we saw that extensive damage. That ended up being an EF1 with max sustained winds at 90 miles an hour. Then near LaRue in Marion County, where we also had an EF1 that was at 90 miles an hour. And these 3 reports here are from the same storm that was essentially cycling back and forth, strengthening and weakening, and offered another touchdown that was up towards Holmes County, and that was estimated at about 70 miles an hour as an EF0. We also had one out towards Belmont County, east towards West Virginia and the Pennsylvania borderline. That was an EF1 with max sustained winds of 100 miles an hour. And then, of course, the late night storm that we had in Athens County coming in an EF1 at 100 miles an hour. Could see some more information from the National Weather Service, and we'll make sure to update you more on that as the data becomes available. But for now, things are looking relatively calm for us this evening. But the clouds that have been moving in, a sign of some things to come. We have more rain already set to move towards central Ohio as we head into your Monday, and it's looking like, yet again, we're going to be looking at the potential for some severe weather. This time, the threats look a little bit lower for us and a little different. We're still looking at that threat for a couple strong storms, bringing some damaging wind gusts. Not so much the potential for hail within this next system as far as large hail. Still looking at that low tornado risk where we could see 1 or 2 across the state. And then again, flooding, of course, will be a problem for some of these storms that happen to move a little bit slower as we head into your Monday. But for the rest of the evening, things looking fairly calm for us. Temperatures generally in the low to mid 80s down south and east of Columbus. Further to the north, you're looking at temperatures right now into the upper 70s and low 80s. 82 in Zanesville compared to 86 in Athens, 88 in Jackson, and 89 in Piketon. Quite a few places actually closer to 90 near the Ohio River for us. We'll start to cool off here within the next few hours. Temperatures hanging out in the low 80s, upper 70s. We'll then continue to see clouds move in, but for the most part, things will be looking pretty dry. But as I mentioned, Monday looking like we'll at least see the potential for some strong storms across most of the state, and especially to the south and east, south of Circleville near Chillicothe, towards Athens area as well, including parts of Morgan County, southern parts of Perry County, where it's likely we'll see some stronger storms in this general vicinity, a little bit further south and east of I-71, but still looking at the potential risk for those strong storms here in central Ohio for your Monday. So breaking it down at first, looking at the numbers, temperatures only going to be into the upper 70s tomorrow, so it will be cooler for us, but still looking at some storm activity mainly through the afternoon and evening, where that's where we'll likely see the best potential for some stronger storms. But going into your Monday morning commute, for the most part, we'll be dealing with scattered showers, some heavy rain possible, and maybe a few rumbles of thunder. But for the most part, the severe weather should be saved for the second half of the day. So we'll walk you through your hour by hour going into your Monday. Again, a few isolated showers into the overnight will be possible. And going into tomorrow morning, rain looks to be pretty scattered. So it doesn't look like it's going to be a washout for your Monday morning commute, but I'd still want to grab that umbrella and keep that handy, as you'll probably be in and out of showers, especially as you're driving throughout the day. Again, we're going to be looking at some heavy rain possibly going through the mid-morning hours for us, so lingering a little bit into the afternoon for us. And this is where, again, we could have some of those heavy downpours through the mid-morning. Early afternoon, might see a couple storms start to form, but we should be able to catch a decent break into the late afternoon before we'll see this next wave of some storms moving through. And again, especially down to the south, that's where we'll see some of those storms perhaps earlier into the evening. And then we should be looking at a front that'll be pushing east as we head into Monday evening, looking like this will be probably more impactful perhaps as we head into your Monday evening commute. So that's why you still want to hang on to the umbrella and ultimately just allow for some extra time for both your drive to and from work. This will be moving through into your Monday evening, most of it between 6 and 8 o'clock, and then likely we'll just have some remnant pesky showers for us. Nothing severe after 11 o'clock, and then it looks like the clouds may stick around and perhaps a few isolated showers may linger as we head into the day on Tuesday, but for the most part, much cooler. Temperature-wise, we're going to be falling into the mid-70s for our highs Tuesday. Wednesday, looking like the pick of the week, so perfect patio weather, low humidity, of course, temperatures in the upper 50s. Nice to wake up to, very refreshing for us during the day on Wednesday. Temperatures will be a little bit warmer compared to what we're looking at to start the week, but it does look like things will be much more pleasant and it'll feel a lot better out there. Thursday, looking like we will see the potential for a cold front moving through, bringing some rain, but for the most part, it looks to be rather weak. We'll continue to monitor that. Still just holding on a 30% chance for your Thursday. Friday, we're clearing back out then, and then looking mainly dry as we head into the upcoming weekend. But you'll notice the temperatures will start to warm up. We'll see more heat and added humidity. Our mornings will also get warmer, and that's where it's looking like perhaps early next week we could be talking about some pop-up showers and storms with temperatures contesting 90 degrees.